probability changes. What we've been doing is counting the options. That's all we've been looking at. We've been looking at the options. What are all the options for picking names out of the hat? What are all the options for rolling dice? What are all the options? Now we want to know, what if I want a specific thing to happen? I want a specific outcome. That is called probability. And here's what you're going to write down on your notes. The probability is the measure that the probability is a measure of the chance that a specific outcome will occur, right? And often we do that as a percentage, right? 20% chance, 10% chance, 80% chance, right? But they really can come in all sorts of ways. They can be a fraction, a decimal, or a percent. On the homework tonight, I'm going to try to give it as percents just to stay consistent. But really, if you did it as a decimal or a fraction, it's the same thing. Liam's putting his phone away. Thank you so much. So here's the part that I need you to highlight. It's your little highlighter pencil. It's the good things that you want over the total things. That's it. Probability is super easy. It's the things that you want to happen divided by the things that can happen, right? So all the things that can happen go on the bottom. The things that you want to happen or don't want to happen go on the top. Yes.
How many red cards are there in a 10 card?
That is exactly it. And if I said, what is the probability of picking a red 2? There's two red 2s in the deck, 2 over the total number. Exactly. That's probability. Welcome to probability. Yeah. Right up here. So you have to kind of dig around. Okay. So here we go. We're going to skip around on these because at the time when I wrote this 2 nights ago, I was much meaner than I am now. So let's start with the first one. I have a little spinner here. I'm randomly going to spin it. So on this one, my options on all of these problems, but we're not doing them all, is 16, right? It is 16. It is white. Making my life hard.
I know. I don't do them all.
Okay, so what are the chances? What is the probability that I'm going to pick a multiple of 3? You know what you're going to do? You're going to count. That's a 1. That's a little Italian. That's a 1. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. You know what? There are 5 good outcomes. That is my probability. But I am going to like it as a percent. Because really, as math people, we're not great at knowing if that's a pretty good probability. But if I said to you, yeah, 31%, you might not bet on that. 32% chance. Yeah, you'd be like, no, not so much. But 5 out of 16 doesn't really have meaning to us. But 31%, you'd be like, yeah, 30%. It's like, yeah, okay. How about do number B? We're gonna skip these ones. Do B yourselves. Do it with each other. Hey, guess what? 1 is not a prime number. Count the prime numbers on there. Do B. Do 1B. A number that only 1 goes into.
Oh.
Like 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23. Oh, yeah, don't do it. Thank you. Just counting away up here. So again, on this one, 16 is my bottom number. I'm going to find all my primes. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5, there's 6. I think that's it. 3 out of 8 is an okay answer, but I'd really rather it be 7. And I'm going to round it, so I'm going to make it 38%. Yeah. But I'm good either way. Let's dive to the bottom one. So here's what. A pencil box contains 5 red, 12 blue, 10 green, and 3 yellows. What is the marker? What if you're choosing at random? What is the probability it is not yellow? So here's what. Let's count them all. 5. That's 17. That's 20, I guess 30, yeah? And here's what, not yellow is everything that's not yellow, and there's only 3 yellow. That means it's going to be 27 over 30, right? So you can have the probability of not something by counting the things that are. What'd you get? Oh, so 27 divided by 30 looks like it's 90% chance. You know what? You got a pretty good chance. Now, what I want to talk about when we do these, there's also a thing called complementary probability. And that means sometimes something is either one or the other thing. So I am either picking a yellow or I'm not picking a yellow. And when that happens, they always add up totally to the number 1. So, or 100%. So if I wanted to say not yellow, 90%, yes, yellow has to be 10% because they add up to 100%, right? So sometimes doing the easier one is faster, and then subtracting from 1. Those are if they are complementary. We're going on. This one's a little tricky. We're gonna skip. Let's just look at this one, part-time job and a driver's license. Okay, we're gonna skip those ones. Okay, this is tricky. Welcome back to 7th grade when we did Venn diagrams. These ones are a little dicey. So the first thing I need to know is how many people are truly represented in this diagram. And this gets a little weird because we've got this overlap. And here's the thing, we don't count the 6 twice, right? So you're either going to count it with this guy or you're going to count it with this guy, but you don't count it twice. So let's decide how many people are represented in this goofy diagram. I'm going to have 8, and then I'm going to add in the 6, so 14 plus another 7, which is 21, plus the 4 losers who don't have a part-time job or a driver's license, so it looks like 25. Are we cool? Okay, let's take a look at this. Who are the people who have a part-time job? Be careful on this one. More. 14, because I got the 8 people here, but I also have to include those dudes over there because they're part of it too. So it's going to be 14 over 25. I think if I did it, I can do the 14 to 28, 56%. Am I a nerd that I did it on my head? How about the next one? No driver's license. Who is the no driver's license people? Okay, be careful on this one. I've got a total of 13 people with a driver's license. It's easier for me to subtract that from 25. So I heard someone tell me it's 12 out of 25. Or you could have done this, 8 plus 4. Yeah, nice and easy. We got 2 more types to talk about. Wow, we are just rolling in here. This is a dream for me. No, because ours is not even in this class. Okay, I appreciate it. Okay, that's here we go. We already talked about this one, but we're going to just say it a little bit. You don't have to write down the notes. Just know that if you've got 2 things and it can either happen or not happen, they add up to 100%. So take a look at this one. I'm not going to do any math here. I'm super lazy. It's saying that its probability of rain is 11 out of 15. What's the probability of not rain? Someone said it. 4 out of 15. Sure. Nice and easy. How did I get that? I just subtracted. Right? I just subtracted. Yeah, it's as simple as it sounds. I'm not even going to do number 9. Okay, these are my last little examples, and we're going to practice, and then we'll take our walk. So here we go. Last ones. Well, we got 20 minutes, 25 minutes before we walk. Yeah, because you came so late. So here's what. I'm excited about that. I'll take it. Okay, you ready? Put your phone away, Jace. Really? Okay. Guys, girls, but Yeah, it's still recording. I think he's right here. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sometimes he hides. Okay, last two, best two. So I want you to think about a dartboard on this one. Girls, guys, shh. This is my dartboard right here. Here it is. And let's decide we don't completely suck at darts. We're not going to hit the wall. We are going to hit this dartboard. That's it. We're going to hit this dartboard right here. We're not going to hit anything else. So what I'm saying is you're coming into my dartboard place, or apparently my axe throwing place. And this is the axe throwing wall you're going to hit. If you hit in this part right here, though, you get $100. We're going to give you $100. What are the chances you're going to hit in that area? Let's figure it out. So the first thing we're going to say is, let's do the area, get your calculator out, of the whole dartboard, right? That's just base times height. It's super easy. That's the whole board. What are all the places I can hit on this board? That's going to be 23 times 11. 23 times 11. That is our sample space, right? That's the places we might hit, 23 times 11, right? And I think I got 253 places I could hit with my axe. But I only want this guy right here. I only want him right there. He's a little baby triangle, and he's super easy to get the area of. Chloe, do you remember how to get the area of a triangle? If you're going to say no, then I need you to watch, please. 1/2 base times height. The base is 8. The height is 11. 1/2 of 8 is 4. So it's going to be 44. Did you 17.4%? 17. I'd say 17%. Right? Not great odds, but not impossible odds. Okay. Now the next one is going to be tricky. I'm going to walk around, and I want you to do it with your neighbors. So here's my board. Here's my board. I'm going to throw my axe. The first thing is going to be the entire bottom. That's easy. That's on the bottom. Get that area. It's super, super easy. If you got 64, you're fire. Now, here's the problem. I only want these little pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the big board and minus out the circle. I don't want the circle. I want the edges. So you're going to take that 64 using 3.14. Please figure out the circle. Pi r squared. Do that now. Work together. Do it. Yeah, you can do this. Pi r squared. This is 7th grade. And you pi.
Grade was a long time ago.
Pi r squared. Pi is 3.14. What's the radius there? 16 times 3.14. Oh my God. You could use pi. You could use pi. You're fire. Yeah, it's slightly different, but doable. Yes, and that's going to go on top of the. Yes. So what's the probability I will hit those? Because pi r squared is the formula for the area of a circle. And the radius is 4. But wait a second. So here's what. Oh my God, you geometry, 7th grade, 8th grade, pi r squared. I won't listen to this. So here's what I got up here. 64 minus, and did you say it was 50? Are we okay with that? Yeah? So the top looks like it's going to be like 13.7-ish. What? It's easy. It's 7th grade. Like it's not, this is literally nothing new. But I am going fast because you know how to do this. You know how to do this. But we're going to practice it. Are we good? And if you're not, I'll come help you. I got you. Okay, I'm stopping. Yeah. Oh. Do you really care? 13.7 divided by 64, about 21%. It seems like it should be less, but it's not. Because those are, if you put that together, if you built, look at this. If you kind of built this guy here, and you built this one over here, and this one over, like it's about a quarter of your circle, right? If you kind of built it in. Okay, I am stopping here. I am going to ask you to do practice. If I'm walking around and we're doing what Jax is doing and playing on a phone instead of practicing, then no walk. That I'm just figuring you just want to keep doing the math solid 2 hours. Yay. So we don't want to do that. So let me give you that practice. Let me turn this video off because I'll do a second part. Stay tuned for part 2.